This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soibifa Dagridge. 3 men, a woman, and a 7-year-old girl died in a crash on board a boat carrying 112 people on Tuesday. Both of the charged men have been remanded in custody and will appear at Folkestone Magistrates Court later. A third man, 18, from Sudan, has been bailed pending further inquiries. Yien Both, 22, from South Sudan, has been charged with assisting unlawful immigration and attempting to arrive in the UK without valid entry clearance. The National Crime Agency (NCA) said in a statement on Friday. Tajdeen Abdulaziz Juma, 22, from Sudan, has been charged with attempting to arrive in the UK without valid entry clearance. The vessel got into trouble early on Tuesday morning after leaving Remanded in northern France, and police witnessed people entering the water from the overcrowded boats. It was one of the several small boats which left France at about 3:00 local time. Some 49 people were rescued, but 58 others opted to remain in the boat and continue towards the UK, the Coast Guard said in a statement. The U.S. will temporarily withdraw some of its troops from Chad, days after agreeing to remove all its soldiers from the neighboring Niger. The U.S. Pentagon Press Secretary, Major General Pat Ryder, said on Thursday that the U.S. plans to reposition some of its military forces from Chad, but did not say how many would be affected or where they would be shifted to. This is a temporary step as a part of an ongoing review of our security cooperation, which will resume after Chad's 6th May presidential election, he said. The announcement follows Chad's Air Force chief ordering the U.S. to halt activities at an air base near the capital in the Jamena earlier this month. General Ryder also said that talks with Niger's ruling military junta, the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland, began on Wednesday and are aimed at ensuring an orderly and responsible withdrawal of U.S. forces from the country. The U.S. has relied on Niger as its primary base for monitoring regional jihadist activity, but the ruling junta in power since last July ended a military agreement that allowed U.S. personnel to be deployed in the country and kicked out French troops, part of its efforts to cut links with the West. Kenya Airways has accused the Democratic Republic of Congo's army of holding 2 of its employees since last week, despite a court ruling to release them. The 2 were arrested by the Democratic Republic of Congo's military intelligence unit last Friday over alleged missing custom documentation on a valuable cargo, Kenya Airways said in a statement. The airline said it did not uplift the cargo to Kinshasa due to incomplete documentation. The military officers detained the 2 Kenya Airways staff until Tuesday, when Kenyan embassy officials and the airline team were allowed to briefly visit them. On Thursday, Kenya Airways said the military court granted its request to have the employees released as investigation continued. Despite the court orders, the military intelligence unit is still holding them incommunicado, yet these are civilians being held in a military intelligence facility, the airline added. The employees' phones were seized during the arrest, according to Kenya Airways. It is unclear what the said cargo contained, and authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo are yet to comment on the matter. Benin, Liberia, and Sierra Leone began mass rollout of a WHO-approved malaria vaccine on Wednesday, becoming the latest African countries to join the recently introduced routine malaria vaccine program. The RTSS vaccine will be administered to children aged 5 months or older in 4 scheduled doses. Benin received 215,900 doses of the vaccine, while Liberia received 112,000 doses and Sierra Leone 550,000 doses. The WHO, UNICEF, and the Global Vaccine Alliance, which are coordinating the program, said in a joint statement that the rollout was a significant step forward for malaria prevention in Africa, which is the hardest hit by malaria. In 2022, 94% of all malaria cases and 95% of global malaria deaths happened in Africa, according to WHO. The vaccine has already been successfully rolled out in Cameroon, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi. After piloting 3 of those countries, caused a 13% drop in deaths of children of eligible age. Several more African countries are expected to join the rollout of the RTSS vaccine in the coming months, anticipated rollout of the second WHO-approved jab. That is the size of top accolade African news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Friday.